Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Greetings and welcome to Pickled Watermelon Rinds, a guilty pleasure podcast featuring Antie Joan and Ontie, providing our zesty and marginally mature take on current events, pop culture, and trends. Now we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Well, hello there, Auntie Joan. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing okay, Auntie. How are you?
I'm just fine.
Good.
Now, after 29 hours without internet or cell service at my house, it came out of nowhere. I got a nice little thumbs up text from Auntie Joan, and like 3 minutes later, I went dark.
You couldn't watch TV either,
No,
right?
I couldn't do anything. Now, the good thing is I do have some things downloaded onto my tablet that I've seen a million times. But I did have something I went to sleep by, and Spy, the movie Spy with Melissa McCarthy's always downloaded on my tablet. Talladega Nights is always downloaded on my tablet, and some Christmas stuff, because normally this is what I watch when I usually go to the Christmas markets on the plane. I'll get myself festive by watching some of my Christmas shows. But yeah, I don't exactly know what happened. Something in a canyon not too far from my house. Fiber line got cut somehow, some way. I don't know if they were doing, I assume construction of some kind. I don't know. So they inadvertently cut the fiber line. My entire not entire county, I would say about 75% of my county was without service.
Wow.
And what's weird was, and that's why I thought something did the tower blow up? Because normally if the internet service goes down, which is T-Mobile, I still have cell phone service. Mm-hmm. Get 3, sometimes 4 bars depending of actual cell phone service. So I can still function mostly, I just wouldn't be able to watch TV, but everything else I'd be able to do. But no, this was no cell service either. So I had one little teeny tiny bar that intermittently went to no service. One teeny tiny bar, no service. It just depended on where I was. If I was picking up my phone, I basically couldn't move my phone. So I was at least able to get text and send text, but can't have any attachments. This is how it was when I first moved in. I had no cell service at the house, zero, for the first 3.5 years I lived here. But for the past year and a half, AT&T has joined that tower close to my house, so I've been able to actually have cell phone service. It was very weird not having internet or cell service with the power on. That was the strangest thing. I'm because I kept thinking I can't use it. I'm oh, yes, you can. You can. The power's not out. So it was a weird to get my head around and all that. And I thought it, went out, and I was well, I always boast about how wonderful T-Mobile is and everybody should get their service because I do love it. Then this happened. I was well, it won't be down for long. And then hour after hour after hour just kept going. And of course I didn't know what had happened because I had no way of finding out what had happened because I couldn't get to anything without getting in my car. And I did cross my mind at one point, maybe this is Armageddon. I'm does the rest of the world even exist anymore? Did I survive something? Killian and I are the sole survivors? I don't know. So when the power wasn't back on by the internet and cell phone service wasn't back by the next morning, I had already planned to go to Netherland and go for a walk with a friend of mine. And as I got closer to Netherland, all the bars came on my phone, and I was okay, well, at least Ned's got internet service. So then I went early and sat in a parking lot and just tried to find out what the hell happened. And that's when I found out that the fiber line had been cut. And one person posted this, supposedly it was supposed to come back at 1:00 yesterday afternoon. And after I send that out to everybody to let them know, I'm alive, don't worry. I'll let you guys know when I have actual service again. I went back out to Facebook and saw my county's sheriff's department posted something about it. And that was at 8:00 Thursday night. saying that there is no known time for it to be restored. And I was like,
Ugh.
shit. So it was about 11:45 a.m. on Thursday. And I got service about right around 5 p.m. Friday night. So about 29 hours that I was without
Wow.
service. So
So is your cell phone tied into that fiber cable also, or why?
the tower is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yep. Yep.
yeah. So it's not T-Mobile's fault. It's not AT&T's fault. It's some jamoke who cut the fiber line by accident, who I assume is probably fired by now, because I can only imagine how many people had to get involved to restore it. I mean, 29 hours was a long time for to be without. Because I had stuff to do, folks. I have been looking forward to doing a no screens week for a very long time now. And I was actually gearing up for it like in another week or two. It's when it came out of nowhere. If I planned for it, I'd be fine. But when it came out of literally nowhere, and I was supposed to do my podcast stuff earlier in the week and had other appointments to go to and things to do, and was putting it off to the end of the week. And that turned out to be a shit show at the end of the week because I had no services. If it lingered into, because now we're recording on we usually record on Thursdays, folks. We're actually recording on a Saturday because I had no service of any kind. Auntie Joan was very, very sweet and being very flexible about this.
Always.
Because it was, yes. But I would have contacted you somehow. I would have driven over to Netherlands, contacted you and say, can I just come down and I'll do my work there? And you don't have to entertain me in any way. I will just sit in the bedroom and do my work, get it done, and we can record or not record or whatever. But it all worked out. It came back. Auntie Joan was available today, and we're doing it. It's happening.
Yeah, you're just lucky. I usually have, my whole life is planned with stuff to do, and
back to back.
Yeah, so you're lucky you got me on a down day. Yeah.
Well, honestly, if it was next weekend, that would be a problem.
Well, you could still come and stay and
Yes.
use the thing, but
Yes.
I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Hopefully I wouldn't be here because of the ceramics thing I'm
Yes.
taking, but you never know at this age.
Stop. So yes, all is right with the world again. So
Hallelujah.
It just sucks. It's like, because I really am planning on doing a no screen day, screen week, I should say, for like in another week or two. And it's like, this couldn't have happened during that time. I wouldn't even have noticed. I wouldn't have cared. I would have been all squared away, done with everything. And
so you're going to let us all know. How are you going to let me know you're still alive?
That one I'm a little torn about, to be honest with you. So I am still going to tell friends and family they can still call me. It is my cell phone, because that's all I have. I don't have a landline, but I do need an emergency setup. Like, I can't go dark without giving people an opportunity to get in touch with me if something happens to somebody, or somebody needs me for something or whatever. I can't do that. I was wondering if maybe we do like 2 rings or something, and it's I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. We'll still do our check-in for sure. But I'd like to stay off of screens as best I can. Yes.
Boy, you're brave.
I'm hoping it's a good reset and keeps me off of things.
Yeah, we talked about this back when I mentioned The Life of Chuck, that Stephen King short story, the movie that's out, and what people would do if they didn't have internet.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to get your take on how your week goes.
Yeah, I plan on just having a bunch of books at the house. I've been stacking up my ARP magazines that I haven't read, so I've got those to go through. Take Beast for a walk. I mean, I can go out and do things.
Yeah.
I just won't be on my phone. The downside is I also, so it has to be places I know, because I usually use my maps, which is on my phone, which is on a screen.
Oh.
So that's, because I am also thinking about doing a trip up to Mount Rushmore at some point. Would take the Beast with me and go up to Mount Rushmore. I've never been. It's not like calling me or anything like that, but I know it's a short trip. It's like 6 hours, 6-hour drive, something like that. Everybody's back to schools and stuff like that. And it's not the summer technically. And I mean, it's still summer technically, but so I've been thinking about doing that. So I don't know if I'm going to try and tie it in with that same time frame. So I have other stuff to do and bring books with me and things like that.
I've been to Mount Rushmore, and I found the story behind the Crazy Horse monument. Much more interesting.
That's really funny because a friend of mine that I had lunch with, when was that? Monday. Oh God, was that just Monday? Seems like weeks ago. I think it was just this past Monday. Said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
She was way more interested in Crazy Horse. So I'm probably going to be adding that. And she also said because they were not that long ago. So she's like, if you want other suggestions, let me know. I just can't decide because I was originally thinking like, get up early, go up to Mount Rushmore, maybe have lunch or something. Now maybe, go over to Crazy Horse for a little bit and then could just come back and not even stay up there. But then I was like, do you really want to be in a car for 12 hours? So I think we should at least do one overnight. I don't know if I'd want to stay any longer than that. So I might do a little bit more research on that and just see if there's more to see and do. See if it's maybe a 2-day thing. But then I got to find a hotel that takes the beast. And then I got to see, like, Crazy Horse is a museum. Like, is Beast even allowed in there? Probably not.
Oh my gosh, it's probably been 40 years. When we went, I went with my first husband, and I don't even think they had his arm out yet. It was, yeah. But the whole story behind what that man did. And then on top of all that, he still managed to have, like, I don't know, 10 kids or something. It's incredible. Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. He made this little staircase that would go up, and then if the compressor went out, he'd have to come all the way down and restart it and then go all the way back up again. Oh, yeah. It was crazy. But
Crazy
some
Horse.
of his, yes, how appropriate. But some of his kids have taken that over too, I think. So, yeah.
Okay. So,
and he wouldn't sell out. I think some government thing wanted to take it over, and he said, nope.
Yeah. I just need to figure out if I'm going to tie it into a longer trip. I still do want to get to Idaho. I don't know why, but I really, really do want to see Idaho. I got to think about that. That's just something that came up. And of course, without internet for 29 hours and all these things, I'm like, oh, that's right. I wanted to look that up. Oh yeah, I wanted to check
You'd have to go to the library and look up the stuff. Yeah.
They actually, and that's only maybe a mile and a half tops from my house. They had internet during that time. Yes, apparently they use the county satellite system or something for their internet. She did say that the Wi-Fi was very slow because people were like in the parking lot leveraging their Wi-Fi and in the building, and all that. And I was like, yeah, I didn't go there. I read all that on the Facebook for that brief moment when I was in Netherlands to catch up on and trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And to see if there was an ETA for resolution. That's really what I wanted to know is
absolutely
what are we looking at here? So, but honestly, like I said, 29 hours to me was a very long time to be without services like that. But 29 hours to fix a cut line, that's pretty good. Because I don't think they were working round the clock, or maybe they were. I don't know.
You said they were it was in the canyon, right?
In Golden Gate Canyon.
Oh, Golden Gate Canyon.
I believe is what I had read.
So who knows where?
I don't know if it was new construction, like a new. Oh, I'm like, because I drive that often that I was like, where are they even doing construction? There is a house that's being built. It's actually not too far from the community center. I have no idea if this is even where it happened, but that's the only thing I can think of in the canyon. Because I'd seen like trucks there. I mean, I think the house is built now, but maybe they were doing lines, doing some. I don't know. And like I said, I don't even know if that's where it happened. But it was like 75% of the county was out. Like I said, businesses were impacted. It was a big deal. Yeah. Thankfully, I'm in a pretty small county, so there's that.
Well, it could have been a varmint too, that was maybe trying to burrow into getting ready to hibernate or something.
They made it sound like it was a cut.
Okay.
Yeah. But anywho, so that's been my excitement over the past few days. And earlier in the week when I said I met that friend for lunch, I did have an eye appointment and my eye is fine. No shot required.
Yay!
And now I'm back down to 6-month appointments. But I have
Wonderful.
to every day check my eye. He's like, if you see any difference in your vision, you contact me immediately. So it just sucks because I haven't 6 months in between. Yay, I don't have to think about this for 6 months. Nope, I have to think about it every single day.
Oh, damn.
So that kind of blows a little bit. But hey, if it keeps me out of the doctor's office, I'm okay with it, I guess.
Did he say anything about floaters? Like if you see any floaters?
Oh, yeah, I get those all the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Flashes of light every now and again as well. I know
Well,
none of these are good things, but
that's just the paparazzi, trying
yes,
to, yeah.
that's right. That's right. I
Trying
said
to
no
get the
pictures.
big podcaster.
I said no pictures, please. I'd fend him off with a stick.
Now you're starting to sound like me.
And Auntie Joan, you want to talk about our favorite topic, the weather?
Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather. Yes, boy, we were in the 90s, close to 100 degrees down here. Week before this past week, and now all this week we've been in the 70s, low to mid 70s, which is lovely. The only change I would make would be the humidity, because I saw there were a couple times that I checked, and it was like 82% humidity. No, thank y'all.
No,
thank you.
I agree. We've had some humidity up here too, probably not as high as that, but we've been getting rain every single day again. This has been a very, very wet summer for up here. We had a wet summer last year too, so it's 2 summers in a row, so I'm not digging that, I gotta say. It just sucks because the storms always come in the afternoon, sometimes into the evening, and then you wake up in the morning, you want to go have your coffee outside, but all the cushions are wet, and it's just like, I don't. And the deck is wet. Like, I don't want to be wearing, like, I want to just go out in my bare feet or, my slippers onto my deck and sit and enjoy a cup of coffee, which hopefully I'll be able to do on Monday because there's thankfully, rain in the forecast Sunday and Monday. So so everything should dry out on Sunday. And then Monday morning, I should be able to have my coffee outside again. It's very exciting.
I never looked or noticed. Do you have like one of those storage benches out there?
No.
Mm-mm.
I have too many cushions. I'd have to get multiples.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
You have a lot of cushions. Yeah. I need a couple of those.
Yeah. And my pillows that I love. Yeah. It's not conducive. I'd have to have multiples. And honestly, even the big one that's out there that I normally keep firewood in, which does have firewood in it right now. Last year, I used all of my firewood, and I was like, oh, well, let me clean this out, and I can throw the cushions in there for the summer until he comes and reloads the firewood. They didn't all fit, and that's a pretty decent size storage container, and I'm just like, So how many of these? I would need, 2 of these.
Well, you could just put in for one chair so it stays dry when it rains. And then,
True.
And I would love walking out on that deck in my bare feet if it's wet. Oh, it just feels so good. Oh, yes.
Nasty. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yes, but I agree. The humidity has been high. Normally, it's really super dry, so I guess, okay.
Well, we don't need as much lotion on our hands.
True.
But
you don't need any anymore because you use that soap that you like.
Oh, well, I think my body's kind of... adjusted to it. Yeah. I need to go out and check my tomatoes. I think I probably have some out there for harvest.
Wow, yay.
Yeah.
And you did some repotting?
I did, yes.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. I mean, I got these plants a long time ago, and they've been growing in their nursery pots. Coleus, I got some coleus. Finally got those repotted, and I need to do some others too. But anyway.
That's good.
Yeah. Got rid of the old plant stand that was falling down. And my next door neighbor that moved to Spain gifted me with his metal table that was sitting out in the middle of my porch. And I finally got that moved over. So I'm making some headway.
Nice. And it was good weather to be doing some repotting because it was cool enough to be outside. Because the week before, like you said, there's no way. No way.
And it's supposed to be cool again next week, too.
Yes. Right now, for up here, they're talking about afternoon thunderstorms Tuesday, Wednesday. But then, fingers crossed, nothing. So it's back to... I like sunshine, but I like it with I'm like Goldilocks. I like sunshine with a nice cool breeze. So when you're in the shade, it's a little chilly, and you're in the sun, you can function.
It does feel good to have the sun beating down on you for a short period of time, that heat. And that does feel good sometimes.
Yes.
But I think I'm like you. I like the sunshine, but I like the clouds too, to kind of go by and cover it up periodically. And
Right. Oh, and then I went to a wonderful vegan summer harvest dinner at the St. Julian Hotel in Boulder Tuesday night. So unfortunately, the weather wasn't very good. It was rainy and gross because it was supposed to be an outdoor under tents and like nice little fairy lights and stuff like that. But it rained. So we were inside the St. Julian, which is a very nice hotel.
Yeah.
And we were in their dining room, which was, it's lovely in there. It just is. And it was on the pricier side. It was like a $90-something evening. To sign up and get so it starts with appetizers that you go into this, well, like I said, if we were outside, we would have been in a tent. And they would walk around, wait staff would be walking around with appetizers and people would kind of be standing and mingling and things like that. So we were inside, we were in a hallway, kind of close to where the outdoor patio would be. And they had like stand-up tables set up so you had somewhere to set your drink while the appetizers came around and you partook in those. I have to say the appetizers were top notch. I loved every single one I had. One was kind of something I can just do. It wasn't that exciting to me, but it tasted good. It was still tasty. The other ones, I probably could attempt to replicate them, but it would not come out as good as what I had. And they were all very, very tasty. And they had non-alcoholic drinks as well as to start for the appetizers. I think I had some lemon something. It wasn't really a lemonade. I don't exactly know what it was. It was tasty. That was one of the non-alcoholic drinks. They had like a wine spritzer, but I didn't want that. And another non-alcoholic drink, and I don't even listen to it. It was some tea, some kind of tea, and I was just like, no, I didn't want that. I had a lovely couple, Steve and Cindy, joined me at the appetizer table. And then these other two women, I didn't catch their names, popped over as well. I ended up having dinner with Steve and Cindy as well when we went into the dining room area. Lovely couple. They're, travel a lot. He has an interesting background and stuff. So it was fun to, meet somebody new and kind of hang out and stuff. But at the end of the evening, we just parted ways. We didn't exchange information or anything like that. Sounds like they go to the St. Julian. So St. Julian also has vegan buffet Friday lunches. The first Friday of the month. Not every Friday, sorry. First Friday of the month. Sounds like they frequent that. So I may see them again at some point. We'll see. The dinner itself, I would have loved to have made a meal out of the appetizers. Personally, it started with this soup that was, I'm not even 100% sure what it was. It was some kind of pureed soup. I couldn't really identify the vegetable, which I'm going to guess it was multiple vegetables. And it had these lovely little croutons in it. It was tasty. I just couldn't figure out what it actually was. The salad was, dinner salad that had beets, not a big fan of the beets. And I tried them because I was like, damn it, I want to like beets. So I ate one and I was like, do not like beets. So I scraped those off. But the vinaigrette was lovely. That was on it. The greens were very nice and fresh. And, that was fine. The main course was something in a puff pastry. Again, it was like it was pureed vegetables of some kind. Not quite as pureed as the soup. It was a little bit more solid than that. But it did have a very subtle curry spice to it. So you know how I feel about curry. So now we got beets and curry back to back. And I was just like, it wasn't overwhelming. I wish it wasn't there at all. But it wasn't overwhelming, so I could eat it. It just wasn't my favorite thing to eat. Let's put it that way. And then the dessert was a donut, a cinnamon and sugar donut with a blueberry compote, which was delicious. I'm guessing it was like coconut whipped cream is my guess. I mean, the donut, what struck me for the donut was I've made vegan donuts before in the past. They never come out very good. I stopped making them. But the big thing for me is to make them a little bit healthier and things like that. So I always look for the baked recipes versus the deep fry recipes.
Well, there you go.
Well, I also don't like to waste oil. Like if I had an actual deep fryer, maybe I'd consider doing more of that kind of stuff. But I don't want that either because I don't want the mess and have to clean it. And I'm going to use it, once a year? No, I don't. I'm not buying something like that.
No, I hear you.
This was also a baked donut. And I was like, now you're a restaurant. You should have been able to kick it up a notch and actually make a proper freaking donut. So I was a little disappointed. I felt like I could make this at home. And I'm like, And I paid $90-something for this dinner. Kind of, like I said, the appetizers, amazing. And there were like 5 different ones. It wasn't like 1 or 2. There were like 5 different ones. And I tried every single one. And they were all really quite good. But like I said, I wish I could have made a dinner out of the appetizers. And I had a glass of wine. They did do a wine pairing. That was more money. And I was like, no, I'll have one glass of wine and be done. And that was lovely. Our wait staff person was lovely. She was very, very nice. Overall, the evening, I'd give it a solid B plus, I think. I thought it was good. I would consider doing it again.
Oh, it's probably just nice to go there and know that everything that was offered was legit for you.
I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to ask what is in this. I just ate, which was lovely.
Yeah, I hear you.
I said, I'll try again next year. Maybe it'll be outside next year. The couple that I was hanging out with, they went the year before and it was outside. And they said it was very nice to be out there. So I may try again next year. We'll see.
And you think you'll look into the first Friday lunch
I
thing?
might. Not too far for me to. It's very close to the mouth of the canyon, Boulder Canyon.
Yeah.
So it's not super hard for me to get there. It takes about 45 minutes or so from my house. It's really not far at all. Yeah.
And you can always tie it in with a trip to Costco.
That's true. I can do that. So we'll see.
Well, lovely.
Thank you. It was fun. Something different.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
And National Peach Day.
National Peach Day was last week. Oh, the 28th. This is the last time I'm going to say anything about peaches because I've been talking about them all month. But peaches are botanically related to roses.
Oh.
Yes, how about that? This is an Antie Joan's fun fact because they both belong to the plant family Rosacea, also known as the rose family. This relationship extends to many other common fruits such as apples, cherries, plums, and strawberries, which share botanical similarities with garden roses. The flowers of plants in the Rosacea family often share a distinctive cup-like shape with 5 petals.
Oh.
So there you go.
That is very interesting. So yes, we would have been recording on National Peach Day if I actually had services. So, but that's okay.
It is.
Thanks for the fun fact, Auntie Joan. That was fun.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. It wasn't gross or anything.
Not your usual forte. So
I know. Sorry to disappoint. Because I do love those strange ones. Oh, and speaking of odd things, that I really like to do, I haven't been to this yet, but it looks really interesting, is at the Colorado Convention Center in downtown Denver.
With the bear.
Yes, with the big blue bear. Stalker, window peeker. The
Peeping Tom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it's peeping Barney the bear.
They should have named him Tom.
The Oddities and Curiosities Expo is coming to the Colorado Convention Center October 4th and October 5th of this year.
Oh.
And they showcase artists and small things. You'll find like taxidermy, preserved specimens, original artwork, horror and Halloween inspired pieces. Oh, get you in the mood for Halloween. Antiques, handcrafted oddities, creepy clothing, odd jewelry, animal skulls and bones, funeral collectibles, and much more.
Wow.
Yeah, and they do not discriminate on the basis of race, sexual orientation, gender preference or lack thereof, age, religious beliefs, political beliefs, etc.
Okay.
And I think they even have sword swallowers and stuff like that. So anyway, just thought I'd put that out there for y'all.
Fun.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I went and saw a movie that is near and dear to my heart because I love the original so very much. And
Oh, surely you're kidding.
Don't call me Shirley. It's the Naked Gun reboot for 2025. I had my concerns with it because I don't picture Liam Neeson as a comedic actor. And Pamela Anderson has never been a top actress for me. So I was a little concerned, but I have to say they did a very nice job. It is definitely not as good as the original. Leslie Nielsen, nobody can hold a candle to him. He is just, oh my God, he was amazing. I loved that man and loved The Naked Gun tremendously back in the day and used to quote it a lot. But this one has, the storyline isn't great, not gonna lie. The little sequence where Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson become a couple, and that could have been removed from the movie as far as I was concerned. I didn't find it overly funny, and it was weird. Yeah, there's a snowman involved. I'll let you guys see the movie. Like, I don't even, it was something that, it felt like filler to me. And it was only an hour and 25-minute movie to begin with.
Oh, really?
Yes. So that was probably a good 10 minutes worth of content that didn't need to be in there. So really, the rest of the hour and 15, it's just those subtle jokes that they made along the way. It was, very just in normal conversation, just kind of like, don't call me Shirley kind of stuff. But one line in particular, I laughed out loud. And there were like 6 other people in the movie. It was a matinee. There was like 6 other people in the movie theater with me. Maybe even as many as 10. I don't remember. But it was hysterical. Liam Neeson sees Pamela Anderson for the first time in his office, and he's describing her in it mentally. So it's his voice, but he's not actually saying the words to her, but he's describing her in his head. And at one point he said, she had a bottom that would make any toilet beg for the brown. And I laughed so
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm like, who the hell says that?
Wow.
I could not stop laughing. I thought that was hysterical. When have you ever heard of somebody's nice ass making a toilet beg for the brown?
I'm glad that I didn't have to go with you to see that.
I never would have asked you to go. So there was never going to be a problem with that. It was hysterical. There was a couple more that were similar to that just like, it was an odd phrasing, but it was so odd that it was funny kind of thing. But this one really stuck out. I had to go look it up to make sure I got it correct. Because I really wanted to make sure I communicated it correctly on the pod.
You don't want to get that one wrong, do you?
Oh, that was just ridiculously funny. And there was homage to Leslie Nielsen throughout, because Liam Neeson's character is the son of Leslie Nielsen's character from the original Naked Gun. So they tied that in, and Leslie Nielsen's partner in this movie, his father was also one of the main characters from the original Naked, again, all the movies, they're not really related, but they were all passed on. And it was really funny because at the beginning, they were all like going up to their dad's picture and saying something to it at the police squad. It's Liam Neeson. That's another thing that's getting me all messed up. Their names are similar.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's talking to Leslie Nielsen. Liam Neeson's partner is talking to Leslie Nielsen's partner from the original movie. And then there's this dude that's kneeling down in front of O.J. Simpson's picture, because O.J. Simpson was in the original Naked Gun.
That's right.
And they're all like saying, I miss you and blah, blah, blah. And they get to this guy and he's like, I miss you. And then the guy looks in the camera. He's like, nah.
Poor OJ.
Which was hysterical. Poor OJ. What's wrong with you?
I know.
It's just,
you can cut that.
It was just silliness. I'd already seen that clip, and I was pissed that I didn't get to see it on the big screen for the first time, because Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson were both on Seth before Seth went on break for the Labor Day holiday. So unfortunately, I'd already seen that clip. I'm like, I wish I saw that one fresh in the theater, because that probably would have made me laugh really hard.
Probably.
So, and Liam Neeson's partner in the movie, he's a comedian. I'd never heard of him before. His real name is, what's his name? Paul Walter Hauser. He's a comedian. I never heard of him. He was on one of the talk shows. Oh, I think he came on when Fortune Feimster sat in for
Jimmy Kimmel.
That's right. Jimmy Kimmel for that week, or for 3 or 4 episodes, whatever. He came on and he was, but she knew him. I guess they've been in clubs, worked clubs together and things like that, but I've never heard of this guy before. And I don't think there was anybody else really famous in the movie that I need to really call attention to. I mean, this Danny Houston, who played Richard Kane, who is the mean guy, the evil guy, he looks familiar. He's been in things, but I wouldn't have known his real name unless I looked it up. I don't see anybody here that's really... Other people may be like, oh, well, so-and-so was in this and you didn't call them out. Yeah, that's because I don't know him, so.
Do you think that maybe Liam would have been more accepted in that role had he not had such a background of the dramatic? I mean, because Leslie Nielsen, you never saw him in anything really serious.
No.
But, I mean, he was in Airport, right?
Airplane. Yes.
Yeah, Airport was totally different.
Yeah, it was weird having Liam Neeson in this role. I thought he did. Oh, what I liked about it was unexpected. You know what I mean? Like, So him doing any of this is funny.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
Why are you doing this movie?
Yeah.
You're an accredited dramatic actor, action actor.
Action, yeah.
Because even the action scenes where he's beating up people, he does it poorly done. You know what I mean? So you know that he's really trying to do something different because he is in action movies and he's very good at it. And then it comes into this. I mean, the opening scenes is him in a bank's being held up and they've got it all cornered off outside. This is the very opening scene, folks. They got it, all the police are outside. Nobody's going in. And here comes this little girl eating a one of those typical lollipops that you see, the the big colorful lollipops. And she's skipping towards the bank and the police are like, little girl, no, don't go in there. Little girl. And she just ignores them and goes right into the bank. And the bad guys have people on the ground and are trying to steal stuff, whatever. And they see this little girl walk in or skip in. One of the robbers takes off his mask and he says, "What do you want?" Somehow magically, this little girl morphs into Liam Neeson. But he's still wearing the little schoolgirl's skirt.
Oh my gosh.
And he diffuses it, gets every blah, blah, blah. And at the end, he's, got his foot up on a desk or something. And he's still in the girl outfit, folks, the little skirt. And he's got like white underwear with heart shapes on him. Ridiculously stupid. And I loved every second of it. And I was just like, oh my God. I will say Liam Neeson's accent came through a couple of times and he was not supposed to be Irish in this. So that was, he was just so far out of his normal genre that I certainly gave him leeway in the fact that his Irish snuck through a couple of times. But I'm just like, oh my God, it was silliness. Better than I thought it was going to be.
Really?
Yeah, not as good as the first one. Nothing could be, but it was much better than I expected it to be.
There was all this talk about him and Pamela, hooking up and being a couple. Do you know if that's true
idea.
Or yeah?
No idea.
I think it'd be sweet if they did. He's been widowed for so long, and
yes.
I think she deserves to be in a relationship with a decent man.
But I will say something that went through my head when they were in that 10-minute sequence that I said probably didn't need to be in the movie with the snowman and all this silly. It wasn't even silly. It was just weird. I don't even know how to describe it. And unnecessary. Had nothing. Yeah, really. Anyway, I told you that's when they first became like a couple. And they ended up going off to some cabin in some woods and it was snowing and there was no snow up until this point. It was just weird. Hence the snowman and all that crap. For some reason, she had an actual camera, not a phone. an actual camera. I'm like, what year is this movie supposed to be taking place in? Because barely anybody has a camera anymore. Certainly not something that you would take on vacation with you. But she was taking pictures of them, not like doing anything super sexual, but just the two of them taking but with a camera, not a phone. And the whole time sitting there like, and at one point she has like an old timey video camera, not like one of those big camcorders, but an old timey video.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, did you learn nothing from being recorded with Tommy Lee and also the guy from Bret Michaels from Poison? I can't believe that. Maybe she was trying to make light of that. I have no idea, but I didn't appreciate that. I will tell you that, because that's all my head went to. It was like you even joking about videotaping yourself with men is just, what are you doing? Did you, like, all I kept thinking, like, did you not learn your lesson? That's what was in my head. But I thought she did better in the role than I was giving her credit for going into it cold. She did fine. And I thought her and Liam Neeson had some decent on-screen camera chemistry.
Good.
I thought it was fine. So it did. At first I was like, is she going to bug me in this? Nope, did not
I didn't think she was as great in that, the last Showgirl or whatever, that movie. I didn't think she was as good in that as, everybody had said she was. But that's just me, yeah. And I wonder, too, sometimes if her PR person hasn't told her to go without the makeup, because I do find her much more approachable and normal without the makeup. She's definitely not as pretty natural. I mean, she doesn't emphasize but still, I mean, just my 2 cents.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I would give this movie, I mean, you gotta like silly, stupid humor like I love. So keep that in mind. I would give it a solid B.
Oh, good.
Because I would put the first Naked Gun as an A. And of course, Elf is an A+, but that's besides the point.
Oh, well, absolutely.
But yeah, so like I said, not as good, but a full grade lower than the first, but not any lower than that. I thought it was good. Entertaining.
Good to know. Yes.
And it gave me an excuse to eat my popcorn and my ginger ale at the movie theater, and I was a happy girl in my recliner.
Oh, which one did you go to?
Yes, I told you I was going to see this on a Saturday in Netherlands. I did not go that day. I ended up, after an appointment down the hill on Wednesday, I went and saw The Naked Gun at the AMC in Westminster. Yes. Oh, because the AMC was running a special of buy a $50 gift card for $40. So I bought one of those because I figured I'll spend it. And it was a Wednesday, so it was half price ticket.
Oh, awesome.
Matinee, half price ticket. So, yep. Yes.
Wonderbar.
All right, Auntie Joan, anything else for our listener
somebody
today?
came to say hi.
Hello, Mr. Oscar. You miss me, don't you?
Say hi to Auntie.
He does miss me. Price is not giving me his asshole.
There we go.
There's a sweet young man. He's adorable. Adorable.
He's got all kinds of mats on his back, pantaloons.
Uh-oh, you better get
on
that.
He doesn't like me. He'll
bad.
bite me.
That's too bad. You got to get the cage for his face.
I do.
Do you have it?
I do. No.
Oh, you got to get one.
Maybe I'll just put a towel around his face.
There you go. I'll probably suffocate him, so I wouldn't recommend that. All right. Anything else for our listener today, Auntie Joan?
No, I think that's for me.
All right, then.
Anything more for you?
Nope, I'm good. All right, that wraps it for yet another wonderful Pickled Watermelon Rinds episode. This is Auntie signing off.
And Antie Joan saying bye-bye now.
We thank you for listening. And remember, when life eats away at your core, make pickled watermelon rinds.